Hello, it's Dr. Kim Durama. Welcome to MindBody TV. I am super excited to be here today because this is going to be something that will really energize us and allow a lot of upliftment, inspiration, guidance, connection. So hello to everyone who's joining live, and I want to give a shout out to everyone who's listening to the recording. For those of you who don't know me, I was an emergency medicine physician for years and have converted my whole practice into mind-body medicine. And it's more about how the body has the ability to heal itself and how do we ignite that? How do we activate that? How do we access that to allow not only the body to heal, but for us to really live in full vitality, which is so much about our outer life as well. So who we're being on the inside can light us up in a way that has everything come in effortlessly, allow us to receive the life that's really here for us without working and trying and striving and getting lost and being disconnected. So I have established the American Institute of Mind-Body Medicine to teach other doctors about that and to bring that to those who are really ready for kind of leaving that old paradigm behind of struggle, pain, chronic illness, fatigue, I don't know what's going on, to coming into an awakening. And that awakening and consciousness is what allows the body to receive what it needs so we can heal. So that's a little bit about me for those of you who are new, because I know there's a lot of new people who've been coming into the community lately. So welcome to the Mind Body community. And hello, Kimberly and Rachel, Randy, Alice, Kate, and Janet. Today I'm going to talk about how we can welcome in our future, tap our sort of vision of who we're becoming and source ourselves from that, to energize the body, to bring inspiration, to connect us with resources, and to align us with synchronicity. There's a big difference between I gotta make it happen and figure it out and the idea we have about what we think our future is supposed to be or who we think we need to be versus being who we are in a way that really invites it in and allows that to happen for us because life is coming through us. So I wanted to share today's episode because a lot is coming up for people. And in the last few weeks, we did talk about how healing can happen in cycles. It doesn't necessarily like, boom, I did this one thing and now I never revisit that pain again. But that we kind of go through things in layers. And it's okay if sometimes we feel like we're going through the same thing over again. But what happens is a lot of times we sort of practice into healing. Like my whole life is about my healing journey and releasing the past and processing emotions and letting go of traumas, or we define ourselves by a diagnosis or an illness or how it's been in the past. And we're going to shift from that. Nothing wrong with that, but sometimes it's like we're really practicing into that and we become really identified with that diagnosis or that pain or that trauma or whatever it's been that's been the challenge. But when we instead anchor into who we're becoming and what life is inviting us into and what is our ultimate vision, it accesses us to that energy right now. So it's really, really powerful. And it's a whole new, different way of doing it. So I will be moving through that today and really accessing that energetically, not from the mind. So if you don't know, like, I don't know what my future is, I don't really know what my vision is, where am I going, what am I supposed to do? That's all about the mind and what we think we want, what we think we need, who we think we are. And none of that actually really matters or does anything for us. Anyway, so we're going to access something much, much more powerful. All right, hello, Pamela. Kate says, Dr. Kim, I rarely get to be here live, but I am happy to hear about today's topic. Yay. Neria, hello. And I'd love to know where people are listening, tuning in from. Where are you right now in the world? Because I know there's a very exciting that we have so many people from all over the world. We do have a live event coming up in June, and I would like to just let people know that you are invited to that. I'll be working with you personally. We will have a really profound, deep life-altering integration. If you would like to join me live for the retreat in June, if you have any questions about that, you can give me a little shout out on that. But it's at drkimd.com/retreat. And we have room for up to 40 people. So some people have already registered, but there's still spots available. We would love to have you. And I know for everyone who's come to work in these retreats live with me before, it has been completely life altering. So I very emphatically extend the invitation whenever we do plan one of these live events, because I know how powerful they are and how powerful this kind of thing has been for me in the past when I've received an event like this. Yay! Thank you for the love. All right, Kate is from Detroit, Haley from Nashville, Nancy from Oregon. Cool, I love Nashville. I have spent some time there when I lived in Tennessee. Lots of fun. Another Hannah from Maine. We just planned a trip to Maine to go this summer in July. I'm very excited to be on the beach right by where I went to medical school. Pamela is in the UK, Tara from Toronto. Okay, Jessica, thanks for posting that link. Okay, so the biggest thing that I wanted to share in this live is that the way we envision ourselves, whether we're linked into this past identity of my fibromyalgia, my chronic fatigue syndrome, my autoimmune disease, or even just the familiarity of pain where it becomes more of like, this is who I am. A great way to move beyond that is to anchor into the essence of who you're becoming. So anchoring into the future of what you're creating, the future of who you are, stepping into something higher. And for me, I'm just gonna clean that off there. Sorry about that. For me, this immediately brings me into a higher frequency. I can feel it. And so I'm going to guide you through an exercise to do that. And again, this is not about the mind and what I think I'm supposed to be doing, because I used to try to do that, like have these goals and this is what I'm going to do and this is what I'm going to create. And it really, I was disconnecting from the resource and the guidance, because that is, the mind has all these ideas about what it's supposed to look like, and then it actually disconnects us from our own alignment when we move into the mind, and our thoughts, our beliefs, our ideas, our conclusions, our memories. We're really drawing from our past and trying to create from that, versus really connecting in the heart and letting something organic come through, because that really sources you. And it's an amazing contribution to the world. So that's what we're going to first be going into, is that this future that we're going to be sourcing ourselves from is more about the frequency, the essence of who we really are. So if you take a few minutes now and just close your eyes and breathe and feel into, who am I really? And not like the idea of it, but the feeling of it. I am an amazing, infinite being. There are infinite possibilities available for me. I have love. I care about people. I really care about maybe the work I'm doing. I really care about my family. So you're kind of more connecting with who you really are. What are you passionate about? What lights you up? Or even the opposite. What have been your pains and what has been like difficult for you? And just feeling into, who am I who experienced that? Who am I who's been watching this whole movie of the life of me? Who am I here inside? Hi, Maura and Ivy from Phoenix, Atlanta, Allison. Pamela says, fibromyalgia has become who I am. I don't want to be my illness. I want to be free. This is definitely a lot of what we're stepping into when we access this energy of future. So when you see your future, I want you to see and just feel the energy of the freedom that you're living in. And this isn't like a hope or a dream. This is, I know on some level, this is not really where I need to be with this pain or this challenge. I know there's something higher available to me. What would it be like if I could step into that? What would it be like if I allowed something bigger to come in? Allowed something more, allowed more of me to really show up? What would it be like if I allowed myself to be in total joy? And then I want you to feel into what that creates. What if I let go of everything I thought about everything and let something amazing come through? So I want you to feel like 10 years from now, Who am I? What am I living? What is my life? If I were to let myself be totally free and embrace love, who am I 10 years from now? So close your eyes and feel into that, and then respond here in the comments, because I definitely want to hear about that. If I could let myself be totally free, if there were no limitations, what would be possible? Where would I be? Who would I be 10 years from now? And then feel into the energy of that. So it might not even be a concrete idea. It might just be like, oh my God, it would be amazing. So just feeling into that. If I were to let myself be totally free and remember that everything really is possible, if I could wave a magic wand and let everything be possible, where would I be 10 years from now? What would my life look like? What would be created then? And then just breathe into that and tell me if you can feel the resonance of that. Okay. And then let it come in and like bring it into your body, bring it into your cells. Let your body know we can receive this, we can live this, we can allow this effortlessly. Just live it now, allow it in now. What would it be like if I allowed everything to be possible and all the gifts that are here for me to come in? What would my life be like 10 years from now? Who would I be? How would I be? Feeling the essence of that. Good, and then just breathe it in. Feel the resonance of it. The mind doesn't know the difference between the real and the imagined. So you can bring in the resonance of this. The language of the mind is in images, is in energy. So that's like the communication of like, oh, I'm gonna bring this in. Yes, to whatever this is. Let's focus and create whatever this is and let everything else go. So just take a few deep breaths. So this future we're talking about is in our essence. It's in frequency. It's not about the mind. That will come later. Okay, so breathe that in, and then I want you to feel like a connection to that vision or the essence of you, and allow that to come into a little bit more clarity. You can share what comes up. Nancy says, this is perfect because I've been identifying totally with my eye condition. I want to be free and not be this condition. Randy says, I'm so happy to hear this perspective because I feel exhausted from trying to heal these patterns in my life of never enough. And I see the connection in each area of time, money, love. Intellectually, I can know the belief that I grew up with, that it's not okay to feel relaxed or have money or abundance, because then something bad will happen to remind us how much we need God. Wow. Something bad will happen to remind us of how much we need God. That's a very interesting point of view. And so it's like my nervous system is not okay with that sense of spaciousness, but I'm so exhausted trying to change it, and I'm ready for a different way of being. Well, this is just for you. So it will allow you to anchor into something new and access something higher. There's a really amazing meditation that I did. We'll have to post this. To access your future self, to let that future self give you the wisdom and give you the answers and give you the guidance of like, oh, Kim, let this go. That is totally okay. You don't have to worry about that. Here, focus on this. This is the thing. So the one who already knows, the one who's already there, who already has the wisdom, can come and source you. And that's what we're doing in this exercise today. So Anne says, yes, I can feel it. Kate, I would be writing my ass off creatively, stoked by characters, storylines, connecting meaning and mystery and magic, and also living in a beautiful home somewhere by the water with my soulmate, who's not yet on my radar. Well, it sounds like he is on your radar, because here you are feeling him and speaking about him. So acknowledge that he's on your radar. It feels radiant and light and lovely. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Nancy says, I would be free from my illness and I wouldn't have to think about it 24/7. I'd be able to focus on joy more fully. Awesome. Okay, so feeling that vision and any specifics that want to come in. For me, I've had a vision for who I want to be in the world, what I want to be doing in my career and in my work and in my business. And I've now connected with it in essence. It's here right now. I'm being this one. I don't have to wait for certain things to show up so then I receive it. I can have it right now. And when I do that, I actually source myself. So I bring it here right now, remembering. So just for yourself, remembering all of who I am. Who am I? this person who loves, this person who's passionate, this person who's creative, this person who's inspired, this person who is living in a specific way. So feel into whatever those specifics are for you, and let that come in. And then see if you can feel the energy of it percolating for you. It's a higher frequency. So you'll actually feel a cellular shift, or it might just feel like an effervescence, or it might feel like a lift or excitement or energy. Hannah says, I've been visualizing myself soaking up the sun on the water whenever I get into habitual worrying about my digestive discomfort that seems to be ongoing. Yesterday, we bought a sailboat. Oh, that is awesome. That's really cool. Beautiful. Tara says, I've been feeling lack and unwell and fear for as long as I can remember. I don't even know how to conjure a future me that is different. Okay, so feel into your body. And the first thing you can ask is, who would I be without this pattern? Who would I be without this illness? Who would I be with? Okay, because it's just a layer, and that layer, or that frequency, or that level of consciousness, that layer will contain, I don't have enough money, my body's falling apart, I feel like crap, I have pain, I get rejected, nobody likes me, I don't have opportunities. And it seems like those things are separate. Like, well, there's over here with my work, let me work on that. Oh, over here with my health, let me work on my health. But actually, we are energy, we are frequency, and all of these things exist in the same level of consciousness, in the same layer. Because in that layer, I don't have what I need. And so here's what's happening in my health, here's what's happening in my money, here's what's happening in my social. It's all going to be kind of the same mix. So when we can embrace something higher, even just, wow, wouldn't that be amazing? The idea of it, even just that, can be enough to kind of crack it open and let a bit of light seep in. So see if you can connect with, who would I be without this illness? And then feel into that. What was my 10-year future self living, being? What is she experiencing? And what are the insights that she has to bring? What would she tell me if I asked her my deepest question? What would she have for me if I asked her to guide me? Nancy says, yes, I feel light on my feet, in awe of the world, bouncing around, having a ball with watercolor painting and laughing. It's beautiful. And I think your paintings, I know you've shared them in the community, and they're really beautiful and very inspiring. So there's like a deep, something really beautiful percolating through you. Randy says, yes, that's a belief I heard from my mom growing up. That's really amazing. The whole thing that if we didn't, I can't remember how it was put. It said something bad will happen to remind us how much we need God. So that exists in that lower frequency too. God is this thing like separate from us, and we got to remember we need God. You're not good on your own. You got to have this God thing, but God is actually within us. So if we just can be, we are God. And I don't mean that from the ego way. I mean it from, you are a being of light. Your body is a miracle of God. You're just you, and being alive, life is a miracle of God. So if you can let yourself participate in that, you can receive everything. And there's no need to have it be like, I'm still not really resonating with that, what that was, but it's almost like I'm not okay on my own because I need this thing outside me. So that's ready to dissolve for you. And as you connect with this future self, or the one who is already in that completion, the one who is in this higher resonance of love, she already knows. She has already integrated this awareness. And what would she have for you? Like, hey, it's okay. You can let that whole thing go. When we anchor in that higher frequency, whether you feel it as an effervescence or an excitement, it will transmute those lower energies that have been kind of sticking around. So it's not that we don't need to do any of that work and really looking at the emotions we're feeling, or traumas we haven't completed, or conclusions we've made that we're ready to let go. That's very helpful. It's just sometimes that's the only thing we're doing, and we keep doing it, doing it. And when we can resource ourselves by connecting with this future of who I truly am, that's emerging, And if I let that emerge right now, what does 10 years look like? It's like even stronger and even more expressed and even more embodied. What would that look like? What would that feel like? And letting that source you right now, knowing I am that, knowing that is in me, knowing I can access that right now. I don't have to wait for something to happen. Pamela says, I'll have no anxiety. Go outside, make plans, or be spontaneous and enjoy my family. Beautiful. We do have the MindBody solution for anxiety is a really beautiful integration where I walked people through this work, and they used all kinds of different MindBody tools to integrate that subconsciously and let this be received cellularly so that their body could be in a whole different space. People were able to get off anxiety medication, depression medication, and really come into a new level of consciousness. That's at drkimd.com/anxiety, if that resonates with you. Rachel says, in 10 years' time, I want to be helping others like me who've been ill for years, yet are looking outside for the answer. I've had the awakening that the answer lies within me. I want to assist others and think my experiences could be put to good use. I feel so passionate about this. Yeah. So let yourself source that now. I did this a long time ago. I'd be in my rotations and in residency, so up like all night long in the internal medicine rotation, and a lot of people were really sick and I was really tired. It'd be like 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm just wandering around the halls doing rounds thinking, why am I doing this? And I needed to source myself. I needed a lot of energy that I just didn't have. And it wasn't like I didn't care about what I was doing, but it was like, where's my real passion? And so I would source this future me who was like, I know exactly why I became a doctor. I know exactly why I'm on this ward doing this rotation and in this moment right now. And it is because of who I'm becoming. It is a part of this whole of something that means so much to me, that is so valuable to me, that totally fires me up and sources me beyond anything I've ever imagined. And I would imagine the people that I'd be connecting with and the people that I'd be sourcing through that moment of my struggle. Like, oh my God, I'm just depleted. I'm exhausted. I feel like I just want to get out of here. What is it all for? And I would immediately connect with this higher thing, this higher place of all the people who would benefit from my being where I was right then, from my going through the experience that I was at right now. And so I cut to a deeper level of what is this really for? Who is this really for? And it would immediately inspire me, and I'd be so filled with energy and passion and like a, yes, I've got this. I totally get my purpose and this is part of the whole and I'm on it. And it would really change the whole thing for me. So I had to do that a lot because there were a lot of moments when I'd be like, what am I doing? And be really depleted. Haley says, so I want to just say for Rachel, let yourself communicate with them right now, even if it's only in your mind. I did this for years before. Now I'm on a live and sharing with other people and it's more direct. But for years and years, I was connecting this way with other beings who were on the same path, but could source the wisdom that was coming through me. And so I would almost like write these books in my head, or like write a blog in my head, or have a conversation in my head to share, even though there wasn't anyone there. It was like me and me, but share with this idea of who were these people that I'm here to connect with. And I would just do it right then and there, in the car on my way to work, or while I was wandering around the hospital, and have that conversation, have that insight. What's the insight you have right now, Rachel, that you would share with that person who's been struggling the way you've been struggling? What does she need to hear? What does she need to know? What will be the thing that really makes the difference in her heart and lets her know what she knows that you've sparked? So let yourself play with that right now, even if you don't necessarily have a community that you're sharing it with, because that will create the community, that will create the conversation. At least you're in the conversation and you're not living in a vacuum. Haley says, I want to be experiencing stability and balance. Vertigo is my worst symptom. I would love to not have anxiety about that. I'd love to feel like I could work at a job I love. Awesome. So bring that in, the one who knows this is what I want. This is who I am. This is because your essence your heart's desire, greatest heart's desire, is to connect with the essence of who you really are, to be and live and receive and express all of the juiciness of who you really are. Not all the juiciness of this thing that you'll never really have, or all this thing, but she has it and I can't, or, you know, this idea that comes from the mind. What your heart truly most deeply desires is to be who you really are. And it already knows that on some level, even if you don't consciously. So if you look at a woman, like I look at Beyonce and I'm like, wow, so grounded in confidence, so willing to be who she is. Queen Latifah, perfect for me to look, or Oprah Winfrey, to women who really embody, like, I am here and I'm ready to be all of who I am. Queen Latifah just exudes this juicy, sensual, spicy presence of this warmth of, yes, I am all of this. I am willing to be all of this. So I'll look to women like that. Why? Because somehow it resonates for me that that's an aspect of me that I'm saying yes to it. That's why it will light me up. Like, yes, I'll have what she's having. And then there'll be other things that, like, I don't even notice, because, you know, we notice the things that are either our essence embodied by someone else, or the opposite, the things that we reject about ourselves, we haven't accepted, that we don't like in someone else. So it'll get our goat one way of like, oh, I can't believe she's so blah, 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 blah. But then that's the exact thing about myself. If someone's really, I don't know, like pushy or overly loud, or, hey, it's all about me. And I'm like, oh, but how have I been that in my life in ways I haven't completed, where I just have to be seen, or I just have to have my word. And that's really resolved a lot in the last 10 years, big time. So it doesn't come up anymore. But just be aware of, like, if you're seeing lots of things that really get your goat, it's parts of yourself you haven't fully accepted and integrated. And if you're seeing lots of things that you're either jealous of or inspired by, it's because those are the essence of you that are ready to come in, that you maybe haven't made space for, or you've maybe decided, oh, no, that's too bold. I can't be that. Oh, how dare she go and do that? How dare she let herself be that free? And you'll be perturbed or jealous. But to the degree that you celebrate it, you know, you look at a woman that is just embodying that essence, and you're like, oh, yes, that allows you to receive it even more. It allows it to awaken in you. So that is what you're doing. And Haley, the reason why you're excited to do work that you love is because that's what the essence of you is really about, and what will make you most fulfilled. Marsha says, financial freedom, radiant health, and living in a life of joy. Beautiful, my vortex self. This is a big part of what I created the retreat around, with prosperity, stepping into abundance consciousness, embodying that essence of who you are, accessing it, allowing it to be here right now, not like some intangible future, but actually something that I'm connecting with and receiving more and more of right now, and allowing ourselves to step into abundance consciousness. When we're in fear and lack with money, and we see money as this limited thing, I better not spend too much because then I won't have it. Rather than entering into unity consciousness, abundance consciousness, the more money I invest, the more money I receive. The more money I invest, the more of everything I receive. I can make everything be an investment, whether it's buying an orange at the grocery store, and I'm gonna, love this delicious orange, and really be present to how abundant that experience, and how I can let myself receive that experience of how juicy the orange is. That will allow us to receive infinitely more than like the dollar we spent on the orange. We can receive freedom, because we're like, oh, wow, I'm free to have this experience and enjoy an orange. We can receive the delight and the sensuality of that. We can receive nourishment. But what happens is most of us don't even receive the orange. We actually just eat it while we're like doing other things, or we're like, oh, gotta munch in and stuff, shove something in my mouth. We don't actually let ourselves have the experience, because we're in lack. I don't have enough. I don't have enough time. I have to go. I don't have enough money. I have to work harder. I have to do this. I have to do that. We don't let our experience be one where we receive, where we could just receive everything in grace and ease, the things we like, the things we don't like, and let abundance come in. when we're in that state of allowing, all the things that really resonate for us automatically come in. And so it's not like, oh, I receive all things in grace and ease, except for all these bad things I don't want. I have to actively push those out. No, 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 no. What we'll step into it even more in the retreat experience is I'll introduce you to this, to how easy it is. It's already right here. And if you can let yourself have it, it's a done deal. And so you can start, if this retreat resonates with you, let yourself have the retreat. Yes, I'm going to receive it. I wonder how that's going to work out. And let the universe rearrange itself for whatever. I've done this so many times, to let the world rearrange to have my children taken care of, my husband on board, the resources I need, the right flights or plane tickets or whatever needs to happen, and opportunities come in and I say yes and choose what resonates for me, and always the alignment will follow and the resources will follow. And that's really what this is about, accessing your future self, stepping into that vision. What is your heart's greatest desire? And what if you could receive energetically, just receive it right now, the juiciness of it, the upliftment of it, the inspiration of it, and let that feed and nurture you forward. So when you notice stress, when you notice pain, when you notice hopelessness, if you've had like a disease and you're like, this will never go away, forget it. Let that come in and transmute those ways of thinking and those habitual ways of being, so that something new can come in. Alana, beautiful. For some reason, in the last several days, I've felt numb and depressed, unable to eat much or enjoy life. There's nothing wrong, but these feelings are lingering. It's okay. I actually just wrote about this yesterday, and we're going to put this blog out, I think, tomorrow, where I had this massive like heaviness and depression and despair. And it was like, wow, after years and years and years of like moving through those energies, it was like louder than it ever had been before. And what I knew on some level, this is old energy moving out. It's okay to let this move out. But I also was like, screw it. This is like, there's nothing that is worth going through this. Because it was so, I was like, I don't even get it. And pretty numb, depressed, miserable, like, and I let those energies come up and move through. And it was really, really powerful because, and I explained a little bit more in the blog, but, and you can, I think we're going to post it tomorrow or something, but that bringing in light, and this is the same thing as like accessing that future of that vision, or just your heart's greatest vision, bringing in light will allow that to dissipate and release. So keep welcoming in the light, not from a graspy, needy place, but from I'm willing to be where I am, and I welcome in light and nurturance and resource and resolution. It was really, really powerful what happened for me, because it brought me to a whole new level of clarity and anchoring into abundance consciousness and anchoring into unity consciousness without fear. So it's like a whole other layer of fear released and dissipated, but it wasn't so pleasant to go through like that. So I get it. Tanya, beautiful. I love this. Says, I love this. And this has been amazing to feel this more and more lately. Oh my gosh, I so do this. I have so much to share that I have to write it down, but I don't know who, with, or how, or when. Great. So if you have this to share and you're writing it down and having that conversation, find ways to let it come out, to express it more fully. You know, post it on social media and share it with others, insights or awarenesses, or create a community. You know, I created the MindBody community. It was like, hey, is anyone going to show up? But I know there's something really powerful that wants to come through, so I will make space for that. And now we play together, and there's a lot that we're experiencing together and moving through together, and it's beautiful. But I was in the energy of it before it came into the physical world, and receiving from it. So let yourself keep receiving from it, and then it will guide you into the manifestation and the creation of something in the world. Kate says, the more you talk about this, the more excited I'm getting, especially as you describe the difficulty of life on a night shift in the hospital, because that's how my marriage feels right now. It's been so heavy and difficult. I want to leave, but at the moment I'm stuck on the night shift with no energy, drained and in a dark space. So I'm imagining this heart's desire completely different. This is what I want to practice over and over so much. And she said, hashtag, I will have what she's having. Ah, that's awesome. That's exactly what you want to do. Is like, it's not a rejection of where you are, because we always want to embrace where we are and open to something more. So let that speak to you and create something new. Karen says, it's been transformational for me to embrace this way of healing by connecting to my heart. I'll be encouraging others to slow down, tune in, and listen to their bodies and fully trust themselves. Hello to Mary as well. Karen, that's really beautiful. Nancy, I remember reading something from Joe Dispenza that says to live as if your dreams have been answered. Exactly what you're saying too. Yes. Beautiful, as though it's already here, because it isn't, you're not faking it till you'll make it. It's recognizing that the essence of it, even if it's just a dream or a flicker, is already here. This part of you is speaking to you. Tanya, yes, slowing down and receiving, so the key. Anne says, I connect with this frequency more and more often, yet I can feel miles away a few hours or days later. How do I navigate the waves? Well, for me, I let go of needing it not to be wavy. And sometimes it's just like tumultuous, but the more I'm at ease with that, I don't need it to be like all the same or totally still, the more it just peters out, that it's not tumultuous anymore, because I'm no longer in resistance to that. Being a highly sensitive person and super, super empathic and intuitive, you can get caught up with those waves really easily, like swaying here and swaying there and everything affecting you. So for me, anchoring into the heart where all is well, it's okay. This is going here and this is going here. It's going up and it's going down. But if I really stay anchored to allow all of it, I stay anchored in my own stillness. So, it's okay. Remember that this is a practice and that you're training your brain into a new pattern. With neuroplasticity, we've seen that it's practiced over and over and over. And of course, the thing that ignites neuroplasticity and allows massive change, sometimes instantaneously, is that we embody a space of love. I love and accept myself fully. I allow myself to be all of who I am. Naria says, discovering Kim has been such a light, still tough at times, relaxing and opening to healing and abundance after so many years of constriction, but working hard on it. Well, work committed, but work easy. So let there be fluidity. Tanya says, thank you, thank you. Yes, I can feel this coming, receiving it. Yay. Yeah, so even with the idea of future, where it's like, oh, well, that's in the future, but we're connecting with it and sourcing it right now. It is actually, the energy of it is here right now, and you can let it guide you. I created this awesome series the other day to guide people through my work. So we're going to put it out, I think, like next week or soon. And there's a quiz to help people kind of identify where they're at, what's going to resource them the most. And then I take them through a journey, and there's a couple different ways they can use the work I've created. So I created these videos to kind of introduce them into this different programs I've done and what might be useful. But before I went in, I was like, what do I say? What am I doing? And it's like, all right, shake all of that off. Usually my work flows completely effortlessly. It's so easy. So I was like, all right, I have an hour, had my nanny helping out with my son. And I knew my mind was like, come on, get it done, get it done. But I was like, if I take 55 minutes to just practice myself into stillness and 5 minutes that create the video, it's fine. And I pretty much did. I danced, I meditated, I chanted, like just to get the harmonic aligned for me. that used to be really, really hard in the past because I thought, well, I got to get it done. I got to get it done. And this time it was like, nope, because I know being in the alignment, there's nothing to wait for. It's here right now. If I can let myself receive that energy where it already is done, I can be in that. And then through me and through my actions, it gets created. So the videos got created. It was super easy, but it was like that, I don't know, 45 minutes of the whole thing was calling myself to practice more presence. And through that presence, a lot of stuff lets go and releases. So I've got to be in a space of receptivity so I can receive the abundant life or the outcome I'm looking for. I can receive it right now. When I can receive it, it's, first of all, I already feel whole and fulfilled. But secondly, everything I do and every action I take is aligned with it. So it can't not create that manifestation. So that's a little bit about how we manifest and why it's so important that we have alignment. All right, lots of love, everyone. You're definitely invited to the retreat if that resonates with you. If there are questions, just bring them on because I want to hear if you're thinking of coming or what the ideas that you're having are. It will be centered around welcoming in the essence of you for the purpose of health and wealth. Those things are completely interrelated. I've seen so many people suffering chronic fatigue, autoimmune, chronic pain, fibromyalgia, and they're also mentally, emotionally in lack. They're not really, haven't been trained and taught how to open and receive what we need. So there's usually lack on a lot of other levels in life besides just the health, and shifting that consciousness is really what allows so much more in and lets the body heal. So the retreat will be centered around that for sure, around stepping into prosperity consciousness and allowing this new frequency to be anchored in cellularly. When I've participated in live retreats, and this really changed my life, I've been doing work with my mentor, Sylvie Olivier, and it was pretty amazing. But when I went to join her live, and I went to St. Martin, and it was like a $15,000 retreat. It was a profound, profound experience beyond anything I could ever imagine. I knew it was going to be amazing, but I had no idea what was really possible. And it was a cellular shift that had everything be completely different. It was easy to be in my alignment and so easy to choose from my alignment and let everything else go that was really just about fear and graspiness and the mind, and was really disrupting everything for me. But I hadn't been able to like get rid of it. And after that experience, it was completely effortless. It really was very powerful. So if you're wanting to integrate this work on a deeper level, I emphatically and wholeheartedly invite you to join me here in Durango and come into Purgatory. It's at drkimd.com/retreat. It's pretty cool that it's at the resort called Purgatory because neutrality is really what we're stepping into. And some people think like, here's heaven and here's hell, here's positive and here's negative, and then neutrality is this like ho-hum place in between. And that is not at all what happens when we transcend duality. We actually step into the wholeness of all that is, the true fruition of receiving all of the abundance that we really are, that is free, that is available to us all. So it allows everything in life to be magnificent, everything in life to be part of our joy and inspiration. So anyway, kind of cool that we're going to be having it there. It's absolutely beautiful, and where we live here is a truly magical place. It's a really powerful energy vortex, meaning we're at a higher frequency, not just at a higher altitude, and a lot of transmutation can happen here very, very easily. So I would welcome you to be coming, and you can join me at the link. You can register at drkimd.com/retreat. Nancy says, thank you so much. You're amazing and always right on target for me. Tara, are you doing another retreat this year? I'm moving that weekend. Unlikely we'll do another retreat like this year, but if anything changes with your plans or you can move things around, then who knows what's possible. Stacy says, I want a minimalist and nomadic life, traveling, loving, living life on my own terms, no attachment or detachment, having that deep down joy and peace. I've taken care of people all my life, and now it's time for me. Awesome. So be in the harmonic of that. Who is this one who's ready to choose that? And you'll feel the things that are aligned with that and the things that are ready to fall away. And then just be willing to courageously follow. Tanya, thank you so much. Naria, a bit far from Spain, but maybe next time. Well, we have people coming from all over the world, so we will be sending you lots of love, whether you're here or not. All right, everyone, we'll be here every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Mountain. And I'm also playing around with Instagram a lot, too, so I'm doing some broadcasts over there. That's been really fun. All right, you can find me at drkimd.com, and if you'd like to share this with anyone you love, certainly share this video. See you soon. Bye.